Hi guys, in this part of the RFP, we are going to discuss the chatbot questions to be asked to the client if it is a completely new requirement. They don't have existing chatbot. Okay. Before moving on, 82% or sorry, 92% are not subscribing to the channel. Do consider subscribe to the channel. And if you're coming from Google search, don't forget to buy super thanks. And as always, give a like and subscribe, right? Okay, so the questions to be asked over here, it's a little bit different from the previous video where we have mentioned about if the client already have a chatbot, right? So over here we will be asking questions specific to the new chatbot. What are the new areas that they are trying to target, and what exactly they are looking out from the chatbot side, right? When the float the RFP. Okay, so the question which I have potentially given over here is okay. So before starting, if you just require the question, the link is given into the description section, and the file is already uploaded in the GitHub. You can download from there. Okay, so starting with the questions, in which potential business area customer is planning to implement the chatbot. This is basically to understand if it is for the particular customer side facing, or it will be like internal employee based facing, if it is a business client side, customer side, right? What type of customer will be accessing this chatbot, that kind of information. So just to get the volume, right? uh, so the next question is again related to the first one, like if it will be for specifically for vendor management, software upgrade, incident ticket creation, information providing, and all this thing, right? FAQs. What kind of a bot you are planning to do, and which business area it will be affecting, right? Do we have to comply with any of the regulatory, right? So storing the data, PCI for credit card information, PII, personal information. If it is a healthcare board, PHI information, do we have to comply with those, and how to comply? What other requirements are there that to be need to be considered over there? So those questions are important to ask while considering the design, because there is a time frame or complexity get involved to store the data, to redact the data, to redact the logs, to mask the information which is captured in the real time. So all those complexity get arrives. The next one is to provide the personalization and the workflow. So personalization is like greeting the user with their name, capturing the information, pulling the information from the CRM, and workflow modification mostly is like if the customer is VIP, do we do the flow or do we directly transfer to the agent, and different treatments for different kind of a customer, right? So that is what we are trying to ask over here, right? Uh, these two questions are similar to what for the existing chatbot also, right? If you have noticed. So the knowledge base, what kind of a knowledge base the chatbot will be integrating with, and what type of information is present. Is it crawlable, like FAQ, HTML, PDF, all are text based? And if it is not crawlable, which is like Excel files, database, and all those things, for that you have to create the customary pipeline solution. So, like we are trying to ask the complexity for the RFP, right? If it is easily crawlable and if it is properly formatted, then it will be less time. If it is complex or like not in proper format, not in crawlable format, then extra time or extra complexity is there. Obviously the timeline that we have to ask, channels we have to ask, like where the user will be accessing. Is it in mobile app, website, or any social media platform? With mobile, there is a mobile team involvement will be there. With the website or mobile or app is more or less same. With website, again, different integration is to be performed over there, and social media again different integration is, if any of the bot framework that you're using having those features or not, or you'd have to do the development. Who will be doing the development? Is it will be us, or it's a client team who already have a mobile team or a website team, right? So those kind of a thing. Are we expecting chatbot to have NLP or machine learning capability? This is basically to understand what level of understanding of natural language, right? And any machine learning capability, like again, I was talking about understanding the Excel, parsing the information, summarization of the text, and all those things. Do we have to enable those things if it is not available from the bot framework? Use cases, obviously you have to ask. Language, yes, you have to ask because number of language do increase the complexity and hence increase the time. So that is need to be keep in mind. Any specific vendor claim already have a tie-up. Okay, so this is also important because if uh, you're a service-based company or a product-based company, let's say, and if the client already booked with or tie up with, let's say, AWS or Google or Microsoft or anything, right? Uh, they will prefer to use their bot framework, right? So this question is important to ask over there, right? Also, to understand, do we do want the in-premise solution or the cloud-based solution? What exactly the IT infrastructure they are looking for? Again, MVP, like if you most of what is that, a viable product? Do we are they considering to release in first the MVP, then see the performance, then considering the more complex use cases? Is that the scenario? What other MVP use cases are there which is related to this use case question? So that you can ask. Expected volume, that is obviously need to be considered if it is like in millions to millions, right? And peak season also that we have to ask, so that is also required. Customer feedback survey, do we have to enable that or is there any third party available? So that transcription log transcript, right? So this is again related to, I think we asked somewhere here, regulatory compliance, right? So similarly over here, do we have to log the transcript and do we have to redact if credit card or any PII, PCI or PHI information is been captured? Are there planned to have the continuous improvement to the chatbot based on the NLP or the errors or the feedback or the features or the plans that comes with the product, right? So those things we have to know because then the development process will be a little bit different considering more agile, how frequent it if it is. So that thing also need to be considered. So that is the motive of this question. API, yeah, third-party integration, where to pull the information, is API available or not? If not, then how to get the access, how to call those data, and how what will the process to interact with those system, right? So that is also required. Persona, again, when the chat get initiated, are we talking or going to fetch the information from any of the system so that the interaction will be a little bit different for, let's say, VIP customer, for normal customer, for let's say different vendor, not the vendor, if it is a different, so categorization of the customer also, right? So based on that, persona can change, customer journey can change. Let's say VIP customer directly gets treatment directly to the agent, on general customer gets through the chatbot self-service side. So that's kind of information that we are trying to capture from here. How the performance will be measured, again, this is related to the survey, and along with that, are there any metrics that we have to rely on? Is there any third-party metrics tool is there? So that is also need to be specified over there. REST API is available. Challenges is again related to the API question over here. Okay. This is just in different way. Omni-channel experience, does the platform that we are going to suggest or they already have, right? Does it support omni-channel? Omni-channel means once the customer start interacting with the chatbot, can be escalated to voice or to SMS, callback, and all those things. So different channels interacting with each other and maintaining the session. So that is what omni-channel experience is. Handle the user authentication, access control, what are different type of user authentication is required, what are the parameters to be used for authentication, Do we have to rely on other channel like SMS or WhatsApp for OTP kind of a authentication? So those kind of a question, just to understand the complexity, how complicated we are trying to make. Which live system, a live agent system need to be integrated? So this is also important question. So once the bot development is completed, where the call will be transferring to the right? So it can be a, Cisco, it can be Avaya if it is a old system, it can be a new systems like Amazon Connect, Genesis Cloud, live what is that, live assist something is there, right? So those systems, how to integrate with those, Microsoft CRM is there, CRM platforms are also there, where the live agents assist is there, like from Salesforce is there, ServiceNow is there, Microsoft CRM is there, right? Testing, what are the testing protocol need to be done, accuracy, NLP, regression, load, and all this thing, that we have to understand, and how many environments we want to develop, because again, how many different environments means different complexity, right? And more repeatable work. So that is also we need to understand. So this is at high level the question we should ask when implement, there is a requirement for RFP for new chatbot implementation. Oh, so hopefully you like the video. Thank you. Have a nice day.